Good morning this morning. Welcome to the Ducks are desperate edition of the OHIO podcast. Do us a big favor, everybody, and smash that like button. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Cost you nothing, absolutely free. And at some point during this video, you want to make a comment, please do so down in the comment section below. That'll help us reach a broader audience as well. If my audio sounds different, I apologize. I'm in this nice condo here in Central Florida for the week, and I wanted to try to get this video out because as this came across my phone this morning, I absolutely had to talk about it. Of course, I'm talking about the following comment that was made in the discussion board in Bucknuts. Let me read it to you. But you know the old phrase, if you can't beat them, join them in recruiting. It's more like if you can't beat them, offer them a ton of dough to switch sides. Oregon contacted 5 or 6 current Buckeyes. And by the way, this is coming from someone who absolutely would know this. This is not just some random person on the message board making this up, to try to get them into the portal and transfer there. Our source said Oregon is ruthless and upfront with tampering. They are so desperate. It looks to me like they are just going down the rosters of big-time teams and picking out names to go after. Then they offer away above average price. They offered Ohio State players double their expected value. That blowout loss in the Rose Bowl was humiliating. They are desperate to be considered a big boy of college football. Now, we already knew that Oregon was doing these type of things. That is not a surprise to anybody. If you've been following recruiting, you have seen how they have strategically gone after Ohio State when it comes to trying to pluck players out of the state of Ohio in recruiting, and now as well as trying to tamper with the roster at Ohio State. Yes, Ohio State, along with the scum and the team up north and the team to our east in Penn State, have been the big three in this conference up until the addition of Oregon, and some might argue USC, but that remains to be seen if they can get back to where they were under Pete Carroll with Lane Kiffin, that is, or Lincoln Riley. Sorry, Lane Kiffin's at Ole Miss. Anyways, what I'm getting at is, and of course, Washington comes up every now and then, and about once every decade, and we'll have a really good team. We saw that a couple years ago. But Oregon is the big dog here out of those 4 from the West Coast that joined the Big Ten. And it was evident to me based off of recruiting, based off roster, based off of NIL, that Oregon was going to be a big player in the Big Ten. And I made the comment from the very beginning that it was going to be Ducks versus Bucks for about the next decade because of that very reason right there. I continue to stand by my comment. I think that the first year played out exactly almost how I foresaw it playing out. Ohio State going into Oregon, losing in Oregon. I thought we would beat them in the Big Ten championship game. The team up north had other plans for us for that, but then we beat them in the Rose Bowl, and so we get our revenge and our upcomings there, and you can see that the back and forth has already begun. Now, Dan Lanning's no dummy. He knows if he's going to compete with the powerhouses of Georgia, Ohio State, team up north, Notre Dame, Alabama, LSU, he is going to have to recruit on their level. He's going to have to compete with them on their level. And in doing so, he understands that he is going to have to not only win recruiting battles, which he's started to do, but he's going to also have to be very aggressive in the transfer portal. And so going about it with tampering on other teams' rosters, obviously that's against the rules. Do I believe the NCAA is going to do anything about this and look into Oregon? They might look into it, but the NCAA has no teeth. They have no backbone. They have no authority to go into Eugene, Oregon and say, you have tampered and we're going to slap some kind of penalty on you guys for breaking the rules, because the rules surrounding tampering are so slim and gray, and no one really knows exactly what they are, that it's really hard for the NCAA to even to go in there and try to create a punishment for somebody. Look at the Tennessee Virginia court case, for instance. Um, when has someone been hammered for tampering in recruiting? You can get in trouble. I mean, Jim Harbaugh got in trouble for recruiting, but it was recruiting violations that were done during COVID. It wasn't necessarily tampering. No one's really been hammered yet for tampering, and Oregon's kind of seeing this and saying, well, since they're not going to do anything, let's go after it. Let's try to do it. So a part of me says, don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Another part of me says that this just reeks of desperation, and I'm not the only one who thinks this or feels this way. Check out these tweets from my buddy. So, official Ohio State DG says, "Imagine offering someone double the money and still getting turned down. Sad ducks." Wah, wah, wah. And then my boy Corey says, "We're a blue blood." Kids come here for the culture, not the money. Things Oregon fans tell me. I think that's really creative and funny. Yeah, it absolutely is. I know there's going to be Oregon fans who are going to hop on this video. They're going to watch this. Let me know what you truly think in the comment section below about your tampering. It is evident you're doing it. Do not try to deny it. Please. You're going to make yourself look foolish. You're going to make yourself look ignorant. It is obvious that Oregon has been tampering. It was obvious a year ago. It's even more obvious now. But what do you honestly think about it? Does this make you look desperate? Is Dan Lanning just saying, you know what? If you're not gonna have clear cut rules, then I'm gonna go all the way up to that line edge, and I'm gonna go ahead and dip my foot in the water here, because unless you're gonna do something, it's really not cheating. Is that how you feel? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below about Dan Lanning and your team, your school, apparently doing some serious tampering around college football. If you're not a Ducks fan, what do you think about this? Does this reek of desperation, which is what kind of I feel like it does? Is this Oregon admitting that because of their location, being on the West Coast like they are, because high school football, even though it is still decent in the state of California, it is on a decline. No one is denying that. The talent in the state of California in high school football is on a decline. Your big three are Florida, Georgia, Texas. Those are still your big three states. Even the state of Ohio is on par with California now when it comes to Division One, high-end Division One recruiting, which is hence Oregon coming all the way out to Ohio to get McNutt in the last class. So, is that part of the issue here? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Let's have a good discussion about Oregon and this whole tampering issue here. And then this reminds me of a verse I'd like to read for you all today. 1 Chronicles 29:17. I know also, my God, that thou triest the heart and hast pleasure in uprightness. The Lord is pleased with our honesty and integrity. A couple things that it appears Dan Lanning might be struggling with, maybe some honesty here? Or is he just like, you know what, I'm just going to be completely open and honest. We're just going to tamper. We don't care. Then the integrity thing seems to be a little bit of an issue. Let me know what you all think down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody. Enjoy your Friday. Have an even better weekend. Remember, be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH, St. Carmen, Ohio, with all your heart. Till next time, go Bucks. Beat the Ducks.